We need to talk about Kate Middleton. Today I'm going to be doing a comprehensive breakdown from the last time that she was seen up until now and all of the bizarre events that have happened leading up to this moment right here. It is safe to say that 2024 is not starting off very well for the royal family. So this video is going to be really long. Before we get into it, let me know what your theories are down in the comments about what you think happened to Kate and where she is. But let's go ahead and get into it. So we need to first talk about the last time that she was seen, which was on December 25th. So this was Christmas Day, and they do this annual walk to their church. There are photos of her with her children and with William as she's leaving Sandringham, which is the family's country residence north of London. Then on December 28th, this is where it gets interesting. There is an ambulance that is seen being escorted by police cars. Now, what's interesting about this, that in this video, they're leaving Sandringham. Now, this is where the royal family was known to be spending the holidays. There were spectators who witnessed this and also filmed this video that said that they were headed in the general direction of King Edward VII's hospital. This happened about 8:30 in the evening on December 28th, and people were obviously curious, what is happening? Is everybody okay? But nothing came from that event. Maybe that would have ended up being something that nobody thought anything about, but then it gets even weirder. Now, I should also mention that even before Kate's last appearance, she was seen photographed with injured fingers. She said that it was during a trampoline incident, but people think it's weird because of everything else that I'm about to tell you that happened after that. Now, on January 17th, Kensington Palace announced that Kate underwent a planned abdominal surgery. And then the palace added that it was very unlikely that Kate would be seen at all until after Easter, which is March 31st. So they're saying she's probably not even going to be seen until April, which is a really long time to be recovering from abdominal surgery. So people started questioning why she wouldn't be seen until then. But it didn't really hit that many people at that point. People were still kind of like, I mean, it's a planned abdominal surgery. Give her privacy. No big deal. And then on January 18th, Prince William was seen visiting her at the hospital. So there are paparazzi and like photographers and stuff outside waiting to get pictures of who leaves and who enters. The prince was only seen visiting her one time during her hospital stay of 2 weeks. And then on January 26th, King Charles was seen also visiting her. Those are the only two people that were seen visiting her at the hospital. Her kids weren't seen visiting her, her parents, friends, other extended family members. Nobody else visited her except for William and King Charles, which I find to be interesting because I feel like they would be two people that would want to look good to the public and would want the public to know we visited her, so they wanted to get their image going to see her. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, this is very interesting, and I'm not claiming this is fact. This is alleged, and the palace did deny this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you anyway. On January 28th, a Spanish journalist by the name of Concha kyeluh reported this rumor of what the palace said was absolutely ludicrous. This rumor was that Kate was actually in a coma, in a medical-induced coma. Something went wrong during her surgery, allegedly, and they had to put her in a medically induced coma and intubate her. Now, Concha was on a TV show called Fiesta, and on this show, they said that they were told in a completely off-the-record manner that Kate's life was in grave danger. They said that complications arose and they had to do what they had to do. Now, the fact that they said that they spoke to somebody who was within the royal household is interesting because they were a Spanish reporter. So people started digging and realized that William and Kate's nanny is from Spain. So there's actually someone that is from Spain that is in that household. So it could be very possible that this person did have inside information. I've also seen people say on TikTok, I could not fact check this, that the nanny has actually left and that she's no longer working for them as of December, but do not take that as fact because I couldn't find any information to back that up, but that is something that I have seen being said. On January 30th, the palace put out a statement and they completely shut down the theories, and they said it was ludicrous. It also said that Kate was going to return home to Windsor Castle to continue her recovery. Now, people were like, this is so bizarre that they even commented on it at all, because there are a lot of rumors and theories that get thrown their way. There's a lot of gossip and they don't comment on everything. People found it interesting that they chose to comment on this one. Now, I think it's possible that they chose to respond to that because it was getting a lot of traction and people were spreading it, and that it's such a dark and disturbing thing to claim if it's not true. That is a very real possibility that that's why they chose to respond to it. It was on February 1st when it was revealed that Kate's children and parents did not visit her at the hospital during her stay, which is so strange that they wouldn't have gone to see her, especially if this was a planned surgery. That would mean that people would have known about it. But then it also came out that people didn't know about it. People in her family were not aware of this surgery at all, which if it was planned, why would nobody know about it? On February 5th, Buckingham Palace announces that the king has started treatment for an undisclosed form of cancer after it was discovered during a prostate procedure. Now, what's so interesting about this in particular is all of the details. We were given a lot of details about what was going on with King Charles. All of the information was out there. And not only that, but he was seen going to and leaving the hospital. But Kate's condition was kept extremely private. There weren't a lot of details about her abdominal surgery. There's no images or videos of her going to or from the hospital. There's no proof of her arriving home. There's nothing. I personally feel like they released the information about King Charles so that people wouldn't be speculating further on what was going on with Kate. But it actually made it worse because the fact that there was proof that the king actually went to the hospital, left the hospital, went home, it just further fueled people into what is going on with Kate, because there's no photos of her, there's no videos of her, there's no proof she ever even went there, that she ever even left, and that she's even gone home. Now, this is one thing that really weirds me out. I think this is one of the weirdest things out of all of this, and I'll tell you why I think it's so weird. But on February 7th, Prince Harry flew from LA to London to visit his father, King Charles. He only saw him for 45 minutes. Do you understand how long this flight is? He flew overseas in a ridiculously long flight for a 45-minute meeting with his dad. The same one that is estranged from his family. He doesn't talk to them. There's been drama between him and the royal family. He's even, talked not so fondly about his father, not so fondly about William. So why would he go all the way from LA to London for just 45 minutes? Do you know what that tells me? That tells me that there was something that they needed to talk about in person so that there was no proof or paper trail of what they talked about. They didn't want to talk about it on the phone. They didn't want to send a text message. They didn't want an email. They didn't want a letter. They didn't want anybody hearing what it was that they had to tell him. But it was something so important that he had to go all of that way for 45 minutes and did it. He doesn't have to cooperate. He doesn't have to go all the way over there if he doesn't want to. But he did. It makes you wonder, what is it that they had to talk about? Because I don't believe that he would fly all the way over there to visit King Charles just because he was diagnosed with cancer. Because if that was the case, he wouldn't have only been there for 45 minutes. He would have been there longer. And it was 2 days before he flew there that it was announced that King Charles had cancer. But Prince Harry had to have known that prior. I'm sure he was told of, King Charles's condition before the public knew about it. So it almost comes off like they released it to the public to try and explain off why Prince Harry was flying over there. But I think it was totally unrelated, and it's something they didn't want any proof of the conversation that was happening. And that, to me, I feel like is the most disturbing piece of this whole puzzle, is what needed to be discussed in a 45-minute meeting. That's weird. Then on February 20th, William released a statement about the conflict in the Middle East on his social media. Now, people immediately noticed the stationery that he chose to use because it only had his initial on it. The reason why this is so strange is apparently that stationery that he used to make that statement has not been used since before him and Kate got married. That is weird. Because if she's totally fine and she just had a routine procedure, why is she not a part of that statement? Now, this is where it gets really dark, okay? This is something I didn't know, and then when I heard about it, I'm like, what is going on? Because during all of this time, there's deaths that are surrounding them. This is crazy. February 25th, Thomas Kingston, who is the husband of Lady Gabrielle and the ex-boyfriend of Pippa Middleton, Kate's sister, was found dead with a catastrophic gunshot wound to the head and a gun nearby. Now, they put out that this was not a suspicious death, but when you hear the details about it, it is a little weird, especially considering it happening during all of this. 30 minutes before he was found dead, he had just had lunch with his mom and dad. Then his dad went to go walk the dogs. Came back and he wasn't getting a response in the house. They couldn't find where he was. They searched for 30 minutes. So finally his dad broke inside of the home, and then that is when they found him dead with a gunshot wound to the head. But that's not suspicious. I don't know. I know things like this happen, but it just seems so weird that he went and ate lunch with them and then did that. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely possible. They said it wasn't suspicious, but it's still weird. And it hasn't been talked about since. This was a couple news stories that came out, and then they released the cause of death, and then since then it's been really hush-hush. And then on February 28th, William was set to attend his godfather, King Constantine's memorial service, but he backed out the morning of. This is extremely weird for him to do, because when they have like an engagement that they have to be to, for them to back out the day of because of like personal reasons, it is strange, especially when all of this other stuff is going on. And it was his godfather. And also he was supposed to speak there, and he backed out last minute. And then on February 29th, a spokesperson released a statement to news outlets, including Page 6 and NBC News, that said that Kensington Palace made it clear in January the timeline of the princess's recovery, and we'd only be providing significant updates. That guidance stands. So they were getting very like, we're not telling you anything that's going on, just very firm about it. I mean, this fueled people on social media even more, because Kate was photographed right after she gave birth every single time in high heels, in a dress, in high heels, standing on the steps of the hospital with her brand new newborn baby. If you have ever had a baby, you know that is wild to me. That's always been wild to me, that they have them get out there and do that and show their baby off to the world. Like, it's nobody's business, first of all. And second, right after you have a baby, that is one of the most difficult times on your body and your mind, and to take time away from bonding with your baby, to put on high heels and get dressed up to go stand on steps to get pictures for the public. It'd make her go out there and do that. But with all of this speculation going on where is she safe, they don't make her go get a picture. And I'm not saying that they should. I'm just saying that they never cared before. So it's weird that during all of this stuff going on that suddenly they care. And then on March 5th, after everybody is speculating, where is Kate? Why is there no pictures of her? This picture was photographed, and it's definitely interesting. So Kate is in the passenger seat of a car alongside her mother, Kate Middleton. The two of them are driving near Windsor Castle. This photo was published by TMZ, and people immediately were on this because they're like, that does not look like Kate. That looks more like Katie Holmes than Kate Middleton. Who is that in the car? Now, no major UK outlets would publish this photo. They said that they weren't publishing it because they wanted to respect the princess's privacy, but it is also said that the palace exerted huge pressure on the media to not post this photo. One thing I want to say, and we'll talk about the theories about her health after I get through the timeline, which we're getting there, but people have said that perhaps maybe her face is swollen in this picture and that's why she doesn't look like herself. And also that they didn't want this to be published because she's not, at her best self in this photo. People have also speculated that there's extra wheels under the car. I think it looks like there could be another car behind that one, and it could be like some sort of optical illusion. And we're going to get to the theory about her health and why that picture could be her with a swollen face, but we're going to go ahead and continue with the timeline of things before we get there. So on March 5th, the British Army posts and removes its claims that the Princess of Wales will be attending their annual Trooping the Colour event on June 8th. Now, this led to further speculation about where is Kate and is she okay? Because they said that it was a planned abdominal surgery. But if you had a planned abdominal surgery where you knew you were going to be out of commission until after Easter, why would you have planned a prior engagement? Why would you have planned something knowing that you were going to have to just cancel it? If you have a planned surgery and you know there's going to be a certain amount of time that you're going to have to be recovering from that planned surgery, you're not going to then go and plan an event in the middle of it just to have to cancel it. It doesn't make any sense. And then this happened. And this is when I got into it because I was like, what is going on with this picture? On March 10th, it is the Mother's Day in the United Kingdom. And Kate releases a photo on her social media of her with her children. And in this picture, it says that it was taken by Prince William, but people immediately noticed some serious issues with this picture. This photo is heavily photoshopped and doctored and sloppily. Not well done at all. It is so messy and there are so many issues with it. Okay, so let's look at this picture. So there is a lot of really weird things going on with it. Like the windows are really messed up if you look in the back, but that is just some minor issues. First, if you look right here where her hair is, there's some weirdness going on. That's not normal hair. And I mean, if you just look at their faces in general, it just looks off. Her head does look like it's kind of just stuck in there with the way her eyes are and everything. Then you look right here. This is all sorts of messed up. The zipper just kind of starts and ends. There's a line that goes through the whole image right here. Her hair in places look like it kind of just like appears. It's just off. It's just not sitting like normal hair. Also, if you look right here on her cheek, there's some weird line going through it right here. It looks off. Something doesn't look right. Her hand over here is blurry. And then also, if you look on her youngest son's sleeve right here, the pattern on his shirt is wrong. Also, her daughter's skirt right here by the hands is messed up. And then her sleeve is messed up over here. It looks like a weird, I don't even know what's going on there, but it's all messed up. Her knee looks really strange. It looks like there's a knee here and a knee here. Do you see what I'm saying? Like here's a knee and here's another knee. She has like two knees. Also, the fact that Kate Middleton is wearing pants that are extremely tight after having an abdominal surgery. And then if you look down here, the tiles are really messed up. They're not lining up properly. And then this whole cement thing, I don't know what this is, that her youngest is leaning on is completely warped. So people discovered that the photo appears that it was edited images from a baby bank event that Kate was at with her children in November of 2023. Her daughter is wearing the exact same cardigan during that event that she is wearing in this photo. These are royals, okay? The odds that they wear the same clothes I feel like is very unlikely, but then it gets even weirder. Kate is wearing the exact same outfit as well. However, the color of her shirt has been changed. So the shirt that is underneath her jacket or whatever that she's wearing is the exact same shirt, but it looks like it's in navy or black instead of the cream color that she was wearing at this event. But people ended up finding this exact same sweater or top that she had, and when they looked it up, it doesn't come in this dark color. So that seems to suggest that this was also an edited image from that day. And then not only is she wearing the same shirt in a different color as that day, but she's wearing the same boots and pants. And then people started finding this old cover that she did for Vogue, and they started lining that image up and realizing that the face matches up perfectly.
The plot thickens. The latest update in KateGate is that this photo is an exact match for her Vogue cover a few years ago. So like, it wasn't just shitty Photoshop. It was literally completely like fakely generated. So this person tweeted, "My analysis of the Kate Middleton photo saga is that they took her face from the Vogue cover she did years ago and edited it in. Don't worry, there's a video." All right, ready? Do they think we're stupid? Do they think we're stupid? How about take like a family photo that none of us have ever seen before and do that? The Vogue cover? Like, come on now. Come on now. This has been like a funny little haha like the past few weeks, months. But now it's like, why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Now I've seen people who do like photo editing and stuff say that it would be almost impossible to get the lighting to match perfectly with her face. But it is a little bit weird that like the posing and everything about it looks exactly the same. Photoshop experts came forward with all of the signs that they believe that this photo was edited multiple times, and then we got proof of it. Metadata revealed that this photo was digitally altered multiple times before it was published. Information included in the photo data showed timestamps indicating that the photo was first edited at 9:54 on Friday, March 8th in Photoshop. Then on the 9th, it was altered once again in the morning. It even showed the Canon camera and the exact lens that the photo was taken with. It's also possible that some sort of AI program was used to generate parts of the image. There's AI programs that can merge a burst of pictures into one perfected image that will ensure all of the faces are smiling. However, this process leaves the photo with many glitches, and there are many glitches in this photo. So I personally feel like it was a combination of photos from different days, and possibly AI was used and then it was put back into Photoshop. AI does this really weird stuff with hands, and people already pointed out that the youngest boy's photo was in a bizarre position in the photo, and then Kate's hand is also blurry on one side but not on the other. I mean, it's strange to me that this picture looks like a combination of the Baby Bank Day and the Vogue cover shoot. And then by Sunday evening, after the photo was taken, multiple major news agencies, including AP and Reuters, pulled the image from circulation due to apparent manipulation. It says that while there was no suggestion the image was fake, AP pulled the photograph from circulation because it did not meet its photo standards. The Associated Press explained following the retraction, AP's editorial standards state that images must be accurate. AP does not use altered or digitally manipulated images. I do find that to be interesting because I think like basically every photo that ever goes up anywhere has some sort of editing on it. But that's not the problem with this one. It's not that there's a little bit of face tuning or like the whole image is broken. And even when you just look at it, it just immediately doesn't look right. Something about it is off. And then on March 11th, Kate issues an apology for this image. Okay, she takes responsibility for it. She says that she was playing around with image editing. It says, like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. I wanted to express my apology for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. And again, this further fueled people's speculation that something was very off. Number one, all of the blame put on Kate. Like she's over there unwell, trying to recover, but editing this picture. And also, I want to say that this is what's weird about this picture to me personally. I mean, everything about it is weird, but what's extremely bizarre to me is that if you were like zooming in on this photo to edit it, I mean, all I do really is edit thumbnails, but I zoom in to edit them. So zooming in and editing things so extreme, I feel like you're gonna notice these issues. And then when social media is already like going off the rails trying to figure out if Kate's okay, I find it weird that they would have even posted this photo to begin with, because it's not like, I feel like one issue could maybe be missed, but there are a lot of issues with this picture. And I'm like, how many people did it have to go through before it got posted? I mean, it's the prince and the princess. I feel like there would be more people that would have to look at whatever they post to like make sure it's okay. How did this picture ever get out to begin with, regardless of how it was edited, who edited it? How did it get out there? You know, it almost makes me wonder, is this part of a distraction too? Because I feel like anybody who is zooming in and editing this picture would have seen all of these issues with it. But then, of course, all of the blame is fully put on Kate, and I don't believe Kate did that. I don't believe any amateur photographer zooming in on a picture to make edits would have posted that in that condition. And then I was able to find this TikTok that I'm going to show you guys right here, where she was talking in the past about her love for photography, and the way that she talks about it sounds like she likes natural moments, not something like this that is extremely photoshopped and not natural. Number one, how did you get all your kids to smile at the same time? I mean, that's a whole other issue.
I'm very much an amateur photographer. I sort of learn along the way, but actually during this time I spent lots of time putting out my camera and taking photographs of children, because they're always around us and we're doing stuff together, which has been great. I think one of the fantastic things about photography is really capturing that moment. So it's not stage setting it, it's not setting it up perfectly, it's not clearing your house away so you've got a perfect studio set up, but it's really capturing those moments that feel real to you and that capture a moment or an expression or a feeling, I suppose. And that's the power of photography. It can capture a moment and tell a story.
Just with her making this statement in this video alone that we just watched, I don't think that she would have edited that picture like that. It doesn't even sound like her style based on how she's talking. The day that she puts out this statement, you know, apologizing for this picture, there's another one that's released. Okay, now this picture is of William and Kate leaving Windsor Castle. There's only one picture of them. And it just so happens that the one picture that they have the day that everybody's freaking out is of the back of her head and like the side of her face. It's clear that this picture was just trying to calm people down after everything that's going on and be like, look, she's okay. She's in the car with William. Because that other picture was so edited, then people are taking this picture and looking at it very close in detail and realizing that there's issues with this one too. People found another picture of the back of Kate's head that lines up perfectly with this one, almost like this picture is, her head is edited into it and that she's not really there and that maybe they edited the earring out. But the thing that I do know is that the bricks in the photo are weird. The pictures that was released in the articles had part of the photo cropped out, so you could only see the brick in the window. But when you go to the photographer's page and you look at the full picture, the brick at the top of the car and the brick through the windows do not match. Those are not the same bricks. So this photo was edited too. Whether she's actually in there or not, it's edited.
Remember how this photo came out yesterday and I said it's hard to believe that that's actually Kate Middleton in the photo, especially because it's the only photo that was released with the back of her head. People did some digging and they found this old photo of Kate Middleton back in 2016, and it seems to be the exact same head that's in the top photo, only maybe possibly an ear was photoshopped onto the head. If you're not buying it, let me show you something else. This was the full photo that was released, and if you pay attention to the brick walls above the car versus the brick wall that you see through the windows, they're completely different. Even the Daily Mail cropped the image so you couldn't see the different brick walls on the outside of the car. It's clear to me this isn't the first, second, or third time that they have failed to produce a real photo, an untouched, unedited photo of Kate Middleton. At this point, I have fallen down the rabbit hole. I've read many conspiracy theories, and there's one that people seem to be running with. With there being no real sightings of Kate Middleton, in my opinion, and horribly photoshopped images to try and quiet the public, it seems that people believe that her absence and Prince William skipping stepping out on his godfather's memorial has something to do with Thomas Kingston's death. Thomas Kingston, who was married to Prince William's cousin, was found in his parents' home 2 weeks ago with a head injury and a gun at the scene, but police do not believe his death was suspicious. Yes, he's the same Thomas Kingston who was dating Kate Middleton's sister, Pippa. The funeral was today and Prince William was in attendance, but of course Kate Middleton was not. Now obviously that's a very dark conspiracy theory, but with the royal palace lacking control of the situation, they are allowing people to control the narrative.
Now people are like, is Kate alive? Like, what is going on? And why do they keep releasing these images where there's so many issues in it? Now people are wondering about her safety even more. Like, is she well? Is she alive? Is she okay? Is she hurt? So we're gonna get into the theories on what people have about where Kate is and what they think happened. And I wanna say before I get into it, these are all theories. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not claiming that any of this is true. This is all alleged. This is just what people are speculating. I'm not putting it out there that any of these things are fact. First, we need to talk about William's alleged affair with a woman by the name of Rose. This is one that it's hard not to think that there's some truth to it, because apparently these affair rumors have been going on for a really long time. And in the UK, like, people know about this. This is something that has been, you know, being gossiped about and rumored for a long time. This alleged affair theory is with a woman by the name of Rose Hanbury, who is the wife of David Chumley. All you need to know is that she is, or was, depending on if you believe the affair rumors, friends with Kate. Now, apparently there have been affair rumors going on for a very long time between her and William. There's even speculation that Rose's youngest daughter is William's child. The rumors started when Kate was pregnant with her last child, and that's when everybody started talking about it in the UK tabloids. A source claimed that Kate had confronted William about it and even ordered William to stop seeing them. Now, the royal family repeatedly denied these rumors, and it's also alleged that Kate and Rose wanted to pursue legal action against these, you know, reporters that were reporting it in the tabloids, but they decided against it. One of the things that people are talking about right now is that people are saying that there is a rumor going around the UK that Rose got pregnant with William's child, okay? And she's currently pregnant right now and decided to keep the baby. Kate flipped out and left, and that the night of December 28th, when the police were seen escorting the ambulance, it was Kate, and that now she is refusing to cooperate with them. So this is a theory that some people believe, and that's why there's no picture of her, because she's not, you know, cooperating.
Where is Kate Middleton? Part 16. This will be the most shocking video of the entire series, and I pray this is not true. I got a message yesterday about Rose Hanbury that seemed so preposterous, that seemed so out there, I ignored it. Word around London and what a lot of people believe is going on, and I'm just gonna say it, it's so crazy, but apparently the affair with Rose Hanbury, it never stopped, and Rose Hanbury right now is pregnant with William's baby, and she's keeping it. And the ambulances that were seen leaving Sandringham right after Christmas were taking Kate, who is having a complete mental breakdown. Kate is allegedly completely done. She's no longer cooperating with Kensington Palace, which is why we can only get these fake photos of her. Doesn't it make sense? You guys, doesn't it make sense? She's not getting on Zoom. She's not giving us that 5 seconds because she stopped cooperating. She is done. I pray this is not true, but I cannot leave a stone unturned in our search for Kate.
You know, that video got a bit dramatic. I feel like the theories are getting really wild. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they're getting really out there. What do you guys think? I feel like it's becoming too much, because if it is something, or it was just a procedure that she didn't want people knowing about, like what that one TikToker said in her video, then I feel bad. Then there's this video of William that people have also been bringing up, because he responds to this person until they ask where Kate is, and people are like, it'd be so easy just to say she's doing well, thanks, but he doesn't say anything. Let's watch.
William, how's Catherine?
So people find that strange because he replied to him, but then the second he asks, "Where's Kate?" silence. And I do agree it would be so easy to just say, "She's doing well," unless she's not. You know what I mean? So that's one of the theories. Now, another one is the DV theories, okay? So there are rumors that William seriously injured Kate and that was her being rushed to the hospital. These rumors have come about because it has been said in the past that they had a volatile relationship, that they would throw things at each other, and then also William's brother Harry came out and said that the two of them got into a fight where he was injured by William. There was like a dog bowl involved. He broke his necklace, and then it was like this violent outburst. There's
a lot of talk about the physical fight that the two of you had, where he pushed you down in the kitchen and broke the dog bowl when you fell on it. It says it broke your necklace. Mm-hmm. What necklace was this that he broke?
This one, which is now fixed.
What's on there?
We got my kids' heartbeats, which my wife gave me.
Oh, the cardiogram engraved there. Yeah. And what's the central?
And then a friend of mine in Botswana made this for me, which has got tigers on it.
There's also rumors that Prince William was a bully in school, and that he has a temper. I'm also going to show you guys this video right here because this talks about his possession of Kate that I find to be really disturbing, his control and possession of her. I guess it was talked about as if it was supposed to be romantic, but it's not.
Hi, welcome back to monarchist propaganda that gets ignored because it's marketed towards women. This is part 2 of looking at Life magazine's William and Kate, the life and love of a future king and queen, their 10th anniversary. It's amazing how many more details we get now in this 10th anniversary edition that we didn't get during their wedding edition. Let's start on literally the most troubling note of the whole article. Remember how I said it was so odd that we didn't get any details about what Will's and Kate's actual relationship looked like? Well, I guess we learned why, because this part right here is troubling. Obstinate and strong-willed, William could be an overwhelming presence. At times, Kate felt taken for granted, treated like a servant rather than a girlfriend. Pal Michael Chung recalled that William could be flip and curt with her. She didn't like it when he ignored her and got into a conversation with someone as though she wasn't there. He expected Kate to run after him, and the longer they knew each other, the more he seemed to keep her on a tight leash. Still, she stuck it out loyally. As propaganda marketed towards women, this is troubling. This is concerning, right? This is not saying love story to me. This isn't saying fairy tale. Ladies, if you've got a man who takes advantage of you, ignores you, is flip and curt with you, treats you like a servant, and keeps you on a tight leash, I'm gonna say run. What part of this is a love story? What part of this should be celebrated?
I mean, that in itself, you know, say all of the DV rumors are not true. This is disturbing to me because I feel like this is another type of, you know, an abusive situation because it's just not normal to be like this with your partner. Now, when it comes down to Prince William and Harry's fights and stuff, a lot of people defend William in this and they say that, you know, brothers have fights. This is a normal thing. But I'm coming from the angle of, you know, Harry has gone on the record saying that this happened. You can tell that it greatly bothered him. I don't think people that weren't there, that didn't see it, get to decide for Harry how it felt to him. And it didn't feel right to him. It affected him. It hurt him. We don't get to decide if that's just two brothers having a squabble. No, there was one brother involved in this situation that was negatively impacted by what William did to the point where he wrote about it in a book and talked about it in the public. We don't get to decide if that's not a big deal or not. Now, I've also seen theories that she had a surgery that she didn't want the public to know about. I'm going to actually watch this video with you guys right here because I feel like this perfectly explains it. Let's go ahead and watch this really quick.
This is insane. It's obvious what has happened to Kate Middleton, Princess Catherine. If you've also been through it like I have, you know, the first day she went to hospital, I'm sure you realise what it was like I did. I don't understand how this conspiracy theory has just exploded and people can't just see what's going on. You know, I had ulcerative colitis for a long time, like 16 years, a long time, and I had to have a procedure called a proctocolectomy. And this is not the type of procedure that a princess would want anybody talking about. It is not dainty and beautiful. It's the discussion. I mean, if she announced that she had something like that, on the news, they would literally have like videos where they would be showing, you know, her colon and her and the cut to her and her, you know, number twos. And I mean, are these the optics a princess wants? No. And then of course she can't take the photo. She's probably, you know, prednisone, she's probably on steroids, she's got the big moon face. And then if she looks like that and she doesn't look the way you think she should look, then she puts the photo out with the big moon face. Everyone will be so shocked that then there'll be all this, oh, what was the procedure? What was the procedure? It's just going to feed more attention to the thing that she doesn't want everybody speaking about. Now, clearly, I am here speaking about it, which is the wrong thing to do. I don't want to talk about this. That's why it was obvious to me what was going on. I would never say anything under normal circumstances. But the conspiracy theories coming out today, the damage that they could do, and also, I think it's a learning moment. You know, I have a J pouch. I would love if everyone knew what a J pouch was. You know, there's no way that I even want to know what her specific, you know, medical profile is. But I can say, as a woman who's the same age as Catherine, Kate Middleton, whatever, I'm I so understand every single decision that she has made from the day, you know, they went into the hospital till this day. Every single thing could be easily explained by that one medical situation. Just a little bit of compassion. That's enough.
I've also seen people talking about how, you know, Meghan Markle didn't get any privacy, so why should Kate get any privacy? I think both of them deserve their privacy. You know what I mean? Like, just because one didn't get it doesn't mean that the other one doesn't get it either. They both deserved it. Everyone deserves it. But because this has gotten so huge, everyone is so concerned. I mean, maybe not everyone. I think some people are just into the drama, but some people are concerned if she's actually okay or not. I looked up what a J pouch is, and I could see why maybe somebody would be embarrassed about that and not want that to be out. And apparently you get put on this medication at the end that causes your face to swell up. And I looked up pictures of this, and it made me feel like there is a real possibility that that could have actually happened, because in the picture of her in the car, if that is her, her face does look swollen, and it does kind of resemble what people describe as a moon face. I mean, it's very possible. There are a lot of other theories, some, you know, having to do with her potentially attempting to unalive herself. There are theories that she was getting a BBL, that she's going to be on The Masked Singer. I mean, there are a lot of theories, but I feel like those three that I just shared with you are the most possible. When I heard the last one, I do think that it's possible that it was just a surgery she didn't want people to know about, and that she had to be on a medication for a while that's causing her face to swell. I do think that's possible. I also think that it's possible that something happened between her and Will and this affair situation that they don't want the public to know about. Because, I mean, if Prince William is about to become king, if he did anything, like if he hurt Kate or anything like that, if he's having an affair, what would that mean about him becoming king? I don't know. Now, the theories that Kate is not alive anymore, I do not believe that, because if she wasn't alive, they wouldn't be lying so much about her whereabouts and saying she was going to come back after Easter, because eventually that's going to catch up with you. Like, what are they going to do after March 31st if she's no longer here with us? You know what I mean? Are they all of a sudden going to be like, actually, she died, you know? So I don't really believe that personally. But I understand why people are speculating about that, because all of the events leading up to this have been just too weird. I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think in the comments down below. What are your theories, and which one sounds the most likely to you? I feel like we're probably going to see Kate after Easter, like they said, but we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Either way, the photos and stuff that have been released and just everything going on, the deaths that have been happening, it's been strange. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like this video and would like to see more updates on this situation, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to comment down below and let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon for another video.